good afternoon. Yeah, it's the afternoon actually. Yeah, today was really good, but yeah, not at all, because I haven't done my scriptsy. Because guys, let me explain about my daily activities first, so I can explain why my scriptsy haven't done by me right today. Okay, you know, I woke up at 10:30 a.m. Yeah, I know, right? So that's already apa ya? I woke up late, like so fucking late. Like it's 10:30. I sleep for more than 10 hours actually. But yeah, that's okay. I don't have any activities today. After that, I woke up and then I cook. Before cooking, of course, I talk about first because I wanna have a fresh apa. Aku pengen fresh dulu gitu kan. I wanna make my body feel so fresh. And after that, I eat first. After eating, I just to read a book. Like yes, that's I get into yes again. That book, this capture, yeah, this capture explain about there are a lot of things like taktik-taktik curang yang bisa digunakan dalam bernegosiasi oleh lawan kita. For example, wait, let me open the book first because I don't really remember about all of them. I already make a summary today, guys. Yeah, I read it still in my dorm actually because I haven't gone to campus. Oh, I already told you that I went to campus today. I will explain after this. Oh, wait. Oh, this one. So here is the method that yang bisa dipakai. The first one is muslihat yang disengaja. It's for example give apa ya, palsu itu apa sih? Palsu, real and fake. Oh yeah, fake. Give a fake fakta. Fake untuk fake for fake, fake for fake. I mean fake for palsu and fake 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 for fakta. So is a fake. And then otoritas yang ambigu and niat yang bisa digagalkan. For example, when we wanna buy a motorcycle from someone gitu ya, and then we try to negotiate the price of the motorcycle, and then he said that this motorcycle nggak pernah dipakai jauh-jauh and etc. Dia memang dia tuh nyoba to tell you that this condition of this motorcycle is still good and he deserve the high price of this motorcycle. Yeah, something like that. But we need to make sure that is it right or he told us he told me about the fact like what is it before, like we can apa ya, we can make sure first maybe when he said the apa namanya nggak pernah dibawa kemana-mana, jadi dipakai kan kita bisa lihat speedometernya atau apa ya, I forget about what the name of that thing, but we can check it on the motorcycle, ada fiturnya gitu. Ntar. I got this from Pro. One of my friend gave this as a gift for attendance. Yeah, guys, on my faculty, okay, wait, forget about this material first, but I'm gonna talk about my opinion about what's happened in my faculty. Actually in my faculty, if we wanna go some pro, we have to give the audience as a something. It can be jajan or maybe nasi. Bahkan dia ngasih nasi kemarin tuh. And then yeah, something like, at least we need to give them something like that. Yeah, actually, that's still okay. Like, we give it as an appreciation for the attendance who comes to our sempro. But yeah, sometimes ini agak memberatkan juga ya kalau misalnya kita bahas lagi ya, karena bukan sebagai optional, but ini jadi kayak kewajiban yang mana ini udah jadi budaya turun menurun gitu loh. Cause when I ask my friend, like my friends from other faculty, they never do this, something like this. Like, if you go into some projects, yeah, just some pro, like you don't have to think about what kind of stuff that you need to give to attendance, and maybe they just need to give the water without giving like a snack or a food or something like that. No, they just one of my friend faculty just need to give the water, like at least the attendance can make the attendance feel not thirsty. But it's a different in my faculty. But yeah, okay. That's the first one. But the second one, we need to give the lecture. It's actually, it's not a need. Itu sebenarnya kayak it's already there is apa ya, ada apa ya, ada word, ada apa sih, ada apa sih there is regulation. I don't know, it's already udah berbentuk regulation atau peringatan, but pernah ada apa ya, pengumuman atau apa, aku lupa, tapi ya itu intinya sebenarnya nggak boleh ngasih kayak gitu karena takutnya dianggap sebagai apa namanya, lupa aku, kalau takutnya bukan penyuapan apa ya, I forgot about it. Oh wait, kok aku lupa ya. So afraid that it can be something like to try to apa ya, penyuapan or something like that. I forget about it. But I don't know why. Maybe it's because ini udah jadi budaya gitu loh. Sebenarnya nggak diwajibkan sama dosen pun, kayak nggak mewajibkan kamu bawa itu. Kayak ini tuh kesediaan dari kita. Cuma karena semua orang, everyone do it. If we do not do that, like ini akan aneh, ini akan nggak nyaman buat kita. Iya kan? Jadi ini budaya yang sebenarnya nggak baik, tapi kalau dihentikan juga nggak bisa. Karena sejujurnya apa yang dilakukan tuh, okay, let's say it's good actually for appreciation, but if we see the regulation, it's totally a big no to give that. Yeah, you know, beberapa dosen sebenarnya di manajemen pun itu banyak juga yang udah kayak menolak, benar-benar menolak, nggak mau dikasih kayak gitu karena takutnya diindikasikan sebagai yang tadi penyuapan dan sebagainya kayak gitu. Tapi ada aja yang kayak apa ya, bukan mereka yang maksa, tapi dari kita yang ngasih, karena itu tadi budaya yang turun menurun ya, kalau misalnya kita nggak lakuin juga nggak enak juga. So I don't know what's wrong with my faculty, it's so different from the other faculty, like I don't know why, but yeah, something like that. Maybe yeah, I'm gonna do it as appreciation, just for giving of appreciation for my lecture and my friends who attends to my some projects, something like that. I just ya tapi semoga benar-benar kayak kalau udah ada regulation A itu harus benar dilakukan si A itu tadi. Ya semoga sih, entah, I don't know when, maybe it can be 2 years, next 2 years, or maybe 10 years, or I don't know, but yeah, I hope the best thing happens on my faculty. Guys, this is so hot actually, you know, I don't know why is it so hot. Next, let's back to the method, taktik tadi ya. And the third one, ini niatnya yang mencurigakan. Kayak misal dia he apa ini namanya? Ini sih ya. He wanna sell a phone, but he said that he did it so apa ya? Dia perlu jual ini secepatnya. Tapi kayak terlalu kayak buru-buruin gitu lah. Kan perlu diperhatikan ya. Apa nih, ada niat mencurigakan apa enggak? Apakah mungkin ya bisa jadi dia itu apa butuh uang banget, tapi kok sangat memaksa dan tergesa-gesa gitu kan, ada takutnya ada niat-niat yang mencurigakan dan sebagainya. Itu perlu dipertimbangkan juga. So we need to ask them the reason. And the second one is perang psikologi. So the first one is a situation where there are a lot of tekanan. So for example, when we are gonna meeting to negotiate about the price of the raw material, let's say is about it's a company who sell a raw material, and the company the company who need a raw material to produce things. You know, if one person or one satu pihak itu ya, itu they choose to memutuskan apa ya, they choose to not to do that, I mean to find the place. You have to make sure that the place is not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, because maybe in here that's so hot, or maybe too terlalu ramai, and then maybe yeah, for example, for etc, like something like you think that if you go there you will feel uncomfortable, so you can say that I feel like you can say that you can say to the person like, let's change the place or something like that with rational reasons, or yeah, make sure that if you think that it will make the negotiate feel not good, or maybe that place try to make you uncomfortable, so you want to make the negotiation end so fast, something like that, you need to change the place before the place kills you. And the next one is serangan pribadi. Sometimes maybe the other person said, you look so tired today. Pasti pekerjaanmu terlalu berat ya sampai kemarin dan sebagainya. Itu kan menyerang hal pribadi. Takutnya hal kayak gitu tuh mancing kayak, ih kamu nggak bisa kerja ya sampai kayak gitu aja, lembur dan sebagainya ya. Something like that. You don't have to pay attention with ya, like you just need to apa ya, gak usah dibalas, kayak ya udah don't give a fuck about it, like just focus on the main point. What's the main point of negotiation. And the next one is routinity, orang jahat atau baik. You know, when we watch a film, like in a film about the law, or maybe about an action, like or maybe about the detective things, like for example, when there is two policemen, the first one is a bad man with a bad attitude, and the second one try to be the good one. Like for example, you are pelakunya gitu ya, and then the first policeman that have a bad things in his ya, maksudnya punya watak yang buruk tadi, itu kayak nyiksa kamu, terus ancam-ancam kamu, or something like that, like it's a conclude as a bad things at first gitu ya, kayak kamu dijotos-jotos atau apa gitu ya. At first you will think like, why the fuck this police did it to me, like this is harassment actually. Harassment sih. Iya bener, harassment. Is it harassment? Bukan harassment lagi, kekerasan. And then after that come a new policeman that have a good attitude, like he said sorry for his attitude. I know, right, that what did he do is totally wrong, and I'm sorry that I cannot control his emotion. I'm sorry for that, but there is no other solution than you tell me what's wrong, what's the reason you did it, and etc, like something like that. Jadi itu permainan psikologi. Jadi yang A itu nyoba nyudutin, yang B nyoba ngasih kayak rasanya tuh he wants to help me, but it's actually a tricks. It's not they don't the second one is not trying to help you, but it's a trick for them, which they are in the same place, in the same position. They wanna try to play with your emotion. Yeah, you have to make sure that something like that won't distract your negotiation. Focus on your own. And the next one is where is this positional tekanan. Ini termasuk biasanya tuh ada yang nolak negosiasi. If we say for example in traditional market, when our mom buys something like maybe okay, oh, I want to buy a cabbage, how much it is, and then the seller said that it's maybe for it's 10 pira ya 20 lah, 20.000 per kilogramnya, and then your mom said that, oh no, that's apa ya, terlalu mahal, ini tuh terlalu mahal, saya enggak mau, gimana kalau misal harganya 5.000 misalnya kayak gitu tuh ya. And then after the discussion like the seller said, oh no, that's too cheap for me, like gapnya tuh biasanya ibumu tuh ngasih harga yang terlalu jauh banget gitu kan. And then after negotiation gak ada bilang, terus ibunya bilang gini, and then your mom say that, okay, 10.000 atau saya pindah ke penjual lain. Nah, something kayak gitu ya. Itu tuh bagian dari tekanan posisional. Jadi kita menolak bernegosiasi dan memilih untuk ya kamu nggak ada pilihan. Pilihannya kalau misal kamu, if you wanna make this negotiation success, just choose what I already want. But if you wanna make this negotiation fail, yeah, just let me go, something like that. Itu kita perlu mempertimbangkan juga. Don't think that this habits, tindakan kayak gini itu sebenarnya merugikan kamu. Tapi you can take your time to think that with that amount of money, is that rational to give that. Yeah, you can take your time to think it again. If you need a time, like you just say like, okay, ini kalau konteksnya bukan yang ibu-ibu tadi ya. Oke, kamu you can say that you need a time. I need a time to think about it first. I will call you later if I already make a decision. Like if you need a time, but if you don't need a time, or maybe you wanna make continue the negotiation or stop the negotiating, like you can say that to that person, just like that. But don't ever think that this tekanan emosional itu mengganggu dirimu sendiri gitu. Guys, I got this ini lagi, satu lagi, alhamdulillah aku mendapatkan guys. I'm so happy for getting this because aku udah kehilangan banyak. Tinggal satu doang, jangan bentarku, 2 deh, gak tahu tapi satunya kemana, jadi satu sih hitungannya. Okay, so the next one is permintaan yang ekstrim. Teknik permintaan yang ekstrim ya, kayak tadi ibu-ibu tadi itu kan permintaannya juga ekstrim tuh, kayak misal harganya 20.000 ditawarnya 5.000, itu kan ekstrim banget ya. That's why we have to go back to the principle negotiation, like what's the reason that makes you have an opinion that this kind of money can sesuai sama produk ini dan sebagainya. Tuh ya harus balik lagi ke objektif data tadi itu, balik lagi ke principle negotiation juga. And then tadi di dalam permintaan yang melonjak. Jadi for example ini tuh udah sepakat nih, misalnya yang tadi ibu-ibu ya, udah sepakat di harga, misal di harga 15.000 gitu ya, and then actually it's already done. Nah, terus habis itu ibunya bilang, okay, sebenarnya udah okay sih, that's actually okay with 15.000, but I still have aku masih berpikir kayaknya aku masih bisa dapat harga 13.000 deh di orang lain. Gimana kalau turunin dikit lagi aja deh jadi 14.000, kalau enggak aku pindah lagi ke yang sana. Itu kayak taktik permainan kalau sebenarnya itu dibuat biar kamu tuh kan sebenarnya udah mau deal nih. Nah, biar untuk membuat kamu lebih, karena pada posisi itu si kamu, maksudnya si penjual itu pingin wis ndang mari ndang wis biar cepet selesai gitu, terus tiba-tiba ada permintaan lagi, harapannya si orang ini, si penjual ini akan mengiyakan permintaan baru itu lagi. Jadi ya hal-hal semacam itu juga sering terjadi in our daily activities. Terus apa lagi nih? Terus rekan yang keras hati, ya kayak yang tadi, kayak misal keras yang satu meminta harganya fix ya, ini saya kalau 15.000 gak mau, kalau gak 15.000 saya gak mau. Sedangkan si bapaknya maunya, ya saya juga gak mau, saya mau jualnya ini ya harganya 18.000, kalau gak mau ya udah. Jadi gak ada ya sulit kalau kayak gitu. There's a problem. And etc. Yeah, something like that. So if something like that happens to you, don't make yourself to be a victim. Jangan biarkan dirimu jadi korban. Kalau misal hal-hal kayak gitu terjadi, maka langsung belokkan lagi kan negosiasi berprinsip. Principle negotiation. You have to make sure that all of the negotiation is based on logical data, on objective data, and it won't hurt a people, but it has to be focused on the problem. It have to be focused on the data. It have to be focused on the negotiation, not the person. So yeah, I think that's all for these things. And what's next? And then I'll watch an education video. It talks about what? About I don't know. I forget about it. Oh, wait, let me think. Oh, it's about how to have a good mental health. Like it's not a good, but kuat, mental yang kuat gitu. So she say that dia mengalami banyak hal dalam hidupnya, kayak pada saat itu her mom passed away, and then nggak lama dari itu her suaminya juga meninggal, and terus habis itu dia nikah lagi, ayahnya suaminya yang baru meninggal lagi. And if we sometimes if we are on that even on that position, we will think like, is it us who makes everyone yang dekat kita tuh meninggal? Apakah kita bawa pengaruh buruk atau gimana? Sometimes we will think about it, and we will live with that guilty for years, for entire life. But one thing that we have to remember that a death is not something that yang bisa dipengaruhi oleh orang lain. Itu udah takdir. Dan ada enggaknya kamu kalau misal orang tersebut waktunya meninggal, ya udah meninggal. And the first thing is we need to make a little habit, like the good one, like do everything, think about it every day. Like we have to have a good affirmation to ourselves. If we wanna do something, we have to believe it first, like we can do that. Jadi for example, dijelaskan di situ tuh kayak misal dia tuh kan seorang psikiater gitu ya. Guys, hujan, bajuku, wait. Okay, I already check my clothes in jempuran ya. Okay, what's next? It's about someone who has a diabetes. You know, when someone has a diabetes, someone will think, even though I try to make my sugar consumption is less than before, I don't think aku bisa sembuh. No, I'm not sure about it. So it's either I still consume a sugar or not in the same amount of sugar. So it didn't change that I still sick gitu kan. But a little habit itu bisa ngubah itu, and it goes from the belief of the things that you sure that you can do it. Like for example, pada akhirnya si dia tuh percaya kalau misal dia tuh bisa sembuh dan dia mau ngelakuin itu. Dia coba pelan-pelan untuk mengurangi minum Pepsi setiap malamnya, mengurangi gula di donatnya tiap hari, mengurangi konsumsi es krim dan sebagainya. And pada akhirnya dia sembuh karena dia mau untuk berusaha. Dia yakin sebelum dia melakukan semua tindakan itu, dia yakin bahwa dia itu berani untuk melakukan. Something like that is important, and is not going for the cast too, but the things that need to make sure that you need to remember is when you want to do something, you have to trust yourself first that you can do it. Something like that, it will change your life for sure. Like for example, if I want to make a content, so I have to make sure that I can do it. I can do a content, I can do it consistent for a week. Maybe for a week I believe myself that I can make a content 2 times a week and I can be consistent. I have to have that. Aku harus yakin dulu. Kalau aku nggak yakin, gimana aku bisa melakukannya? Just as simple like that. And there are a lot of little habits that you can adapt to yourself, adapt to your life, and can change your perspective of life. And then I went to campus, guys. At first I wanna do my scriptsy, but I already do it. I mean, I already opened the laptop, I already opened my scription, I already try to mengetik gitu ya. Aku udah nyoba, but I feel so burnt out. Like there are a lot of things happen on my head, on my brain, and after maybe 30 minutes, no, actually it's 20 minutes, I give up. I close my laptop, and then I just need to perpanjang lagi peminjaman buku yang Getting Into Yes karena belum selesai. And after that I went to and I don't believe to myself today that I took to contents. Like for real, I did it by myself, and I'm so confident to do it, and I'm enjoying the process really, bro. Like I did it in campus. Like the first one is di depannya perpustakaan, maksudnya masih di lantai 2, and then I did it in di kantin perpus, terus di bawahnya tangga what's that Fasilkom, sama di lapangan. I met that content, I taught the content in the fourth place, and I feel maybe at first I feel shy, but after that I really enjoy. I don't have to feel like aku malu buat ini, because actually no one cares about what I did. Like I have a free will, I have a free space to do anything I want. Like everyone has their own life, everyone has their own focus, and they won't focus on me, even though they see me maybe it's just for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. After that they will focus on what's their activity. So I think that's good for doing something like that, and thanks to Delta for giving me this idea to make a content in the outside, because the cahayanya tuh bagus banget, and bikinnya tuh kayak dipatah-patah gitu loh, jadi penontonnya juga nggak monoton. And really I'm so grateful to have a Delta in my life. Love you, Delta, for giving me this idea. And after that I went here, came to my place again. Oh guys, I went to gas station. No, I went to di pom bensin. Aku kan beli bensin, and then I met someone. It's the first time actually kenal, kita nggak kenal satu sama lain sebenarnya, kita cuma pernah tahu I met this person when I was ketika aku datang ke acaranya Kamisan waktu itu, nobar apa ya waktu itu, nobar aku lupa, pokoknya 98 kayaknya, tragedi 98 gitu. I met that person, and then I don't believe that I met that person again di pelatihan jurnalistik. Okay, I think it's the second time, and then the third times I met him again pas aku nonton filmnya anak-anak fakultas FIB, di FIB anak televisi dan film tadi. And I met this person again today di apa namanya, di pom bensin, tapi pom bensin sebenarnya bukan pom bensin daerah kampus, itu pom bensin di PB Jalan Sudirman. And I don't know why it's the fourth time, it's just kebetulan atau apa gitu, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't think too much about it actually. Yeah, after that I went to my place, it's already here, I mean Sofiannya udah datang, so I can do my text. I have to find 20 people who have the new version of motorcycle, like ini keluaran 2023 sampai 2025. Hope I can do it faster, because actually I wanna do it as fast as possible and I can focus on other things. I think that's all. I have a meeting today at 6:30 about volunteer that I will do tomorrow. I hope it goes better and I will enjoy the time, because I love talking to people, I love being a speaker, and I hope today is totally fun. I think that's all for today. Thank you for hearing my stories and have a great day.